Once upon a time, a boy named Matthew lived in Brampton. He was in grade 11 and went to Castlebrook Secondary School. Matthew has always had a dream of becoming an accountant.
You have no hopes of becoming an accountant.
And he finally got the opportunity to prove his teacher wrong. In order for Matthew to win the game show, he must improve his accounting skills. The next day, Matthew registers at NYS Accounting School to enhance his accounting skills.
Hello, my name is Ms. Patel and I will be your accounting trainer for the next 10 days, and I assure you that you will leave the school smarter than an accountant. In this course, I will be explaining debits and credits by building upon the fundamental accounting equation, which is assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. Now let's jump into the lesson. The words debit and credit, abbreviated DR and CR, simply mean left and right. Just remember, debit equals left and credit equals right. Accounts recorded on the left side of any T account are called debits, and the account is said to be debited. Similarly, accounts recorded on the right side of the T account are known as credits, and the account is said to be credited. Now I'm going to teach you the rules for debit and credit. Now that we know which side of the account is debit and which is credit, we need to know how to enter these changes into the accounts. Does a debit or a credit increase or decrease the balance in the account? In the asset account, the debit value increases the account while the credit value decreases the account. And for the liability and owner's equity account, the debit value decreases the account while the credit value increases both the accounts. Next, we are going to learn about the double entry system of accounting. Whenever a transaction occurs, changes must be made in the accounts. For every transaction, the total debit must equal the total credit. In the double entry system of accounting, each transaction is recorded in the accounts in two steps, one as a debit and two as a credit. At least two accounts must be affected for every transaction. For example, a company receives $200 cash from C. James in partial payment of his debt. The cash account, which is an asset, will increase, therefore it will be debited by $200. Likewise, the accounts receivable account from C. James, which is also an asset, will decrease, thus it will be credited by $200. Notice that the transaction includes both debit and credit, and that the totals of the debit and credit amounts are equal. So far, we have been using the fundamental accounting equation, which resulted in only a single account in the owner's equity. However, there are four types of owner equity entries. The first type is the owner's investment in the company, also known as the capital. The second type is revenues from the sale of goods or by providing a service. The third type is expenses related to the operation of a business. The fourth type is drawing or withdrawals from a business for personal use. The purpose of expanding the ledger is to provide essential information about the progress of the business. Revenue minus expenses shows if the company has made a profit or loss. Now we will move on to the last lesson of our course, which is the expanded ledger.
The expanded accounting equation is assets plus expenses plus drawing equals liabilities plus capital plus revenue. Assets, expenses, and drawings are on the left side of the equation, and they normally have debit balances. This means that debits increase these accounts and credits decrease them. Liabilities, capital, and revenue are on the right side of the equation and normally have credit balances. This means credits increase liability, capital, and revenue accounts, while debits decrease them. The owner and Chokshi pays your rent bill in cash for this month for $950. The cash account, which is an asset, will decrease, therefore it will be credited by $950. Likewise, the rent expense account, which is the owner's equity, will increase, thus it will be debited by $950.
Congratulations, Matthew! You have completed your accounting training. Best of luck for the future! Matthew!
I dedicate this award to Mrs. Patel and my grade 11 accounting teacher. It was because of my grade 11 teacher that I realized my dream, and Mrs. Patel for helping me reach that dream. I am finally smarter than an accountant.
And always remember, success only comes before work in the dictionary.
Thank you for listening to our presentation. Hope you enjoyed it.